Oh. Donkey Kong starts with a head. The island is a head. This means you're walking on a head, you're exploring a head, but it's the head of Donkey Kong. Well, officially it might be Cranky Kong, I'm not sure, if he was the first who arrived in the island, so I'm not sure. I was told this by a comment on one of my videos, and it seems likely because it's a sort of big face. It would have taken a long time to build, and it is implied Donkey Kong has lived there forever, as if this face always existed, this rock face. So it might be more like a paternal face, the face of the paternal figure, the ancestor who lived there before, the face of the ancestors who came before him. Anyway, so Donkey Kong explores this face, this head, all areas of the head like the neck, the chin, the ears, and the forehead, etc., etc. In fact, the game has something to do with fathers and sons, or elders and young ones, a teaching between them. Donkey Kong seems to be teaching Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong follows him around as an admiring youngster who wants to learn everything from his elder, and in turn they both learn things from Cranky, who belongs to an era even older than theirs. The game starts precisely with a clash of likes and dislikes. Donkey Kong likes a music which Cranky doesn't. Cranky comes from an era before him, from the past, and Donkey Kong is a modernizing force. He transforms Cranky's world into a modern world, regardless of whether this is good or bad, I mean. That Donkey Kong's favorite music is the same melody as Cranky's music from Donkey Kong, the game, and then transformed into a new piece of 80s type new music. New from Cranky's point of view. Anyway, you get me. I'm rambling a little. I meant to say that, for example, the game is playing with these themes of elders and youngsters. It then introduces the theme of a king, King K. Rool, a ruler of the land, a king who rules over the others and wants dominion over them, wants to invade the land and take it, and is a sort of kingly authority, an authority that towers above the others in terms of power. He evokes the idea of a European king with a golden crown and cape and so on, and has come to take the land. In that sense, he is also a figure of higher standing, a figure that stands above the others, as a king always is, a sort of authority that is higher than you, higher than where you stand. So he is sort of more grown up than you. A king is always a sort of like a superior, a boss, someone who controls you and has the rules, teaches you things. Do this and don't do that. He sets the rules of your life and so evokes this idea of authority or learning from experience. This is a game that evokes this idea of learning from higher sources of knowledge. In fact, a king is in contact with the gods, traditionally a messenger of the gods, and teaches those godly teachings to the people, employs their teachings to control the people. That's the general medieval European idea of the kind of king that King K. Rool aesthetically, imagistically evokes. A king who teaches others because he is in contact with knowledge that the others don't have, a contact with God and so forth, a contact with the higher forces that control the world. This gives him his control. Donkey Kong climbs up to the top of the mountain and tries to get higher and higher, closer to the top. The image is one of climbing up. This is typical of Donkey Kong games, of course, since the game arises from the idea of a man, Mario, who gets higher and higher to the source of his problem, Donkey Kong up in the heights.